Wait a minute. No, where are you? Right where?
Right over here.
I see you. I don't know if the camera does.
You can't see through the brush. Marker right here.
Wait a minute. Now I've got you.
There's the marker driven in the ground.
So it's 135 feet from the stone wall, parallel.
According to our agreement, it may be a little bit longer here. You see the stake?
Put your fingertip on it. Yep. Got it.
Color gray. Color orange.
Well, this is black and white. For me taking a picture, it's black and white. It'll turn up in color. It's an orange.
It's orange. It's painted orange.
Okay.
Now I'm walking towards the wall. Wall ended here in the direction of the brook.
Right.
All this was a hayfield from this wall to the house, except for a couple of small places where it was too rough to cut. Can you see through all that junk?
Kind of. I see you. I'm trying to find the wall now.
Right over here. See where the sun is? You can't get it through that brush, Mike. How can you see through the brush?
I'm going to come around. I'll have to,
Right up here.
have to fade it out for a second. Okay.
Stone wall right here. You probably can't see me.
You're right behind this bush I'm looking at. I see your shoulder. Yep, there's the stone wall. Now, what was the other side of the stone wall? Pasture?
That was the pasture and woods. There were some very large pine trees and some hardwood trees on the other side of the wall. Cows went in there. Pasture. This is one of the gateways through the stone wall right here.
Well, let me fade out and get a little closer. Okay.
On the opposite side of the wall from what was the hayfield. Head towards the brook in that direction. Here's the wall.
Yep.
This goes west. Other way goes east towards the Cambridge Fork Road. Down here on the west side of Cambridge Fork Road. driveway cut through the pines to get some wood in here years ago.
Okay. Why don't we cut this off till we get back to where this road hits Cook Hill Road, and we'll go down to the brook.
Yeah, before probably everybody's coming there for the cookout.
Go over to Cook Hill Road, back out of the woods. You're on.
Heading for the brook on Cook Hill Road, going west. For the water pipe coming from the spring.
You're not gonna go down in there right now, are you?
You want to see that?
It's too swampy, isn't it?
It is swampy. Get an idea of what it's, I got that.
Is that where that, well, let me just walk over to the edge. Is that surrounded by that orange
Yeah.
marking tape?
Covered with
Well, maybe we can get over there. Well, we'll hold off. But it's surrounded by that orange tape right in there. It's a dugout section, goes down about what, 4 or 5 feet? It's where the water flow comes in. It's like a let-off valve or whatever.
It was.
Overflow valve.
It was a valve you could open up to let the dirt clean the pipeline from both ends.
Right.
And plug it up, and then the water continued by gravity from the spring to the house.
What do you think? This is about the halfway point of that pipeline?
It may be.
Just about?
Just about. And you're approaching the little bridge over the brook. Favorite spot for beavers to build dams. They've left it alone.
So far this year.
Yeah.
Right down in here, they like to dam it up.
Had to have a backhoe to clean it out.
This is the swamplands as a result of those beaver dams.
Brook is running through. When the stock become brush again. And as far as you can see, the line was up where those trees are in the center.
About a half a mile.
Probably. Maybe. I don't know offhand. I forget what the.
I know that from the mailbox to the state forest line, it's just under half a mile on the road. Might be a little bit more down this way.
It might be, but then again, it's deceiving because the lines may be running
Different
like
angles.
at an angle from the road, at an angle to like southwest rather than straight across.
And down here, the brook comes through.
One of my favorite trout fishing spots.
There's a slot between the bridge and down here. Pretty good flow for summertime. And very tough fishing down there now with all this brush. Last year, I'd say it was virtually impossible for me to get my line in the water in the right spot to catch anything, if there was anything in there.
Dace, shiners.
Some trout, not many. Want to try it?
Want to go to spring?
Might as well.
Okay.
That'll cap it off.
Something further west on Cookville Road. That's Anderson's property on this side of the road.
Right.
Teresa Hammond, my sister, on this side of the brook and this side of the road. Still on Cook Hill Road.
Something just bit me. Something just bit me in the fingertip.
Shall we go on Anderson's and Paulo or go up through the brush?
Well, it's probably easier to go on it, cross over on the Andersons and walk up parallel to the stone wall, or close to the stone wall.
We'll do that.
You go on over first and I'll be over in a second.
Cross the wall here. Now we're on Anderson. A little bit
So we
rough.
just crossed the wall to go on Anderson's property.
Pipeline is underground here, in some area right here. One direction of the spring.
Sure, it starts to slope up right here, huh? Those mushrooms.
2 mushrooms there.
You know what? They were good mushrooms.
They are good, but that's some more here.
Good by edible, not necessarily the best looking, but they were edible mushrooms. That's the only kind I know to pick.
That's one.
Turn them off over and they turn blue. It's look-alike. They're no good. It's just down to the left somewhere, isn't it? Over this little rise here, down to the
A little further than that.
little further.
Yeah, this is easier walking here.
Okay. Not in these shoes.
None of it's real easy, but yeah.
Some thick moss. Yeah, you're right. This was easier. Straight on ahead, right?
Where? Across the road, overflow across the road, and washed out
There's the roadway again.
Cookville Road.
That's where it got washed out, right down there, right?
Upstairs down. Washed out where the spring ran under the road.
Oh, it used to wash under the road?
Yeah, like a culvert under one on the other side
Uh-huh.
of the road.
Straight ahead and to the right, I think.
Should be.
Should be right down in there.
Just further than that. So just too rough on the leg.
Not yet. I'll let you know. Here somewhere.
Yeah, it's up here to the left.
Up to the left?
Straight to the left. It's a little further than you think.
Yeah. This must be a good half mile from the house then.
600-700 feet down.
You fix this up?
Frank and I put them boards on there. It must be pretty well gone. I hate to take them rocks off to lift it up to show you. Shall we do that?
Well, why don't I fade out and turn this off for a second?
This is a spring on the Anderson property, which was
Let me zoom in here.
deeded to our property by a deed forever to whoever was the owner of the property before we purchased it.
Okay, now that's the funnel where the water goes into?
Yes, that's over the end of the pipe to keep debris from going into the pipeline.
If I can get down there.
Yeah, well, I don't want this on your head.
There's a little small reservoir type. And then the funnel we talk about in the beginning of the pipe. And
Water overflowing, excess water.
a little bit of excess water floating out this time of year, which is, you know, it's a warm spot. You can put that down if you want. Cover it back up again. Let me turn this thing off again and help you cover that up.
Overflow of water from the spring continues on down grade and eventually crosses over under the stone wall someplace into the brook.
There's the stone wall.
Stone wall is about, from a Cook Hill Road, stone wall is about 25-30 feet estimated to the spring.
Hey,
Now it's
maybe a little bit more.
Anderson's property.
Right.
It's on the west. It's west of the buildings. It's on the hillside. Below
Yep, that's the hillside.
Marshall property.
Who's up there now, Dad? Anybody?
I don't know who's there now. It's been sold several times. One time I had people there from Cleveland. They came down the brook. The kids swam in the muddy brook.
They swam in the brook?
They went in there in that woolly mud.
Oh, man.
Then I heard the place was sold to someone in Boston, so on and so forth. I don't know who's there now.
Okay.
The people that were there built a couple homes for the parents up the road and back of their place. And I think the parents finally died off and the people here moved out, I believe. I forget what their name was offhand.
Valmay or something like that?
Valmay, yeah.
Ville or Valmay?
Valmay. But there's somebody been in there since Valmay. Maybe 2 or 3 other people.
Uh-huh. Want to walk over to the Cook Hill Road and go down that way?
Let's do that.
I'm going to shut this thing off, I think.
Go as far as the stone wall with it from the spring. Or take a picture from that side of the spring towards the stone wall, right?
Okay, let me get over there.
So that will show the direction of where the...
Okay.
If you could take the picture.
Here's the source of the spring that we're talking about. Spring water that we're talking about. And then, what direction am I looking in?
You're looking
South, southwest, south?
Southwest, or southeast, or southwest, I guess.
Well, it's
It's
2
west.
o'clock on the 4th of July and the sun's right up there. So if that's south, we're looking south. And there's the stone wall on the edge of, on On the,
Cook Hill Road.
on the, if we're on the north side of Cook Hill Road, and that's about, I'd say a little bit more than 30 feet, maybe 40 or 50 feet from the spring here, Dad.
Possible.
And we're at least a few hundred yards up from where the road takes the left turn to stay on the Snarsky property as opposed to the Cook Hill Road coming up this way. We're a couple hundred yards up, I guess. Best landmark I know is this, just downstream is this massive pine. Can't see it from this angle. It's about 4 trees built into one, but from this angle you can't tell. Okay. We want to go on over to the stone wall and down. I'm gonna shut this off. Okay, that's a wrap. Now we're back down where we just took the side street up to the Andersons to look at the spring. We're back down where we first went off the property on Cook Hill Road. Okay, Dad.
This was an old road to part of the old pasture that apparently was an old road used in the old days to travel up to the Cook Hill section of one of the old roads, and also this other road on Cook Hill.
Now this road, since I was a kid, if you had a good enough vehicle, you could basically take it right up to the corner of the property up where, I guess, 1/2 of the water source of the brook comes down off the mountain. You got a fly in your mouth?
No. This is all grown over. It was a cow pasture. It was pretty well opened up except in the upper section where you had hardwood trees.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's all grown down to the brook. Boy. Dust.
And you used to be able to see the farmhouse from here. Can't see the farmhouse anymore. Not from right here. Yeah, it's pretty much grown up. Changed a lot. Okay. Why don't we walk back down to the brook, head them up to the house, and I'll flip this thing off. Fran.
They are so. Chase is on camera.
I am.
Baby.
Hey, hey, hey.
There you guys go.